All right, you're set to go, Eileen.
Okay, can you put the agenda back up, please?
Hold on.
Yep.
We try to keep it going for the other display, but I'll try and swap back and forth for you.
Okay. Okay, we have enough people here. We can get started. I'll call the meeting to order. It's, I don't know what time it is.
6:31.
Okay, 6:31. We need to have a roll call, but I think, James, do you have a list with you?
I sure do.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Robert Blank.
He's here, but he's muted.
Yeah. I see him there.
Yep.
Walter Bordeaux.
Here.
Kathleen Kark.
Here.
Melody Pamphilus.
Here.
Joseph Dubin.
Here.
Diane Durant.
Here.
Michael Fox.
Here.
Eileen Francolino.
Here.
Sue Gibbon absent.
She's excused.
Yeah. Anna Kubish.
She's excused.
Okay. Kathy Mickett Piombo.
She still hasn't resigned, huh?
No, I have the same thing with Laura Irons.
Okay.
Jerry Lynn Nagel.
She's
I know you're here because I see you. Allison Mankey.
Here.
Nancy Mankey.
Here.
Kathleen Sullivan. I think I saw her in the listing. Nope.
No.
Thomas Tallard. Nope, I don't see him either. Max Turgeon.
Here.
And you have a quorum, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much.
Just for the record, I'm here too.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Bill's
that's
here.
the mail. Yep.
Yeah,
And Gail Kelly.
Oh, yes. And Gail Kelly is here as Historic Society.
Okay, minutes should have been attached to some correspondence you received this month. Hopefully you had a chance to go through them. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Okay.
Okay, motion was by Mike Fox. And who seconded?
Joe did.
Joe did. Okay, very good. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, motion passes. Very good. We don't have any public participation tonight, do we?
We have nobody on at this time.
Nobody on. Very good. Okay, remarks by committee on public participation. We can keep going. Consideration of old business. Calendar wrap up. Somebody would like to speak about the calendars and how things are wrapped up and what's going on.
I talked to Deanna today, and there are 9 calendars that are left to be sold. Her suggestion was, because it's January, can we drop the price and try to move those calendars? So I think that's a good idea on her part. She's a great marketing person, so I think that's something we should do. I was thinking of $9.50, so we get below that $10 and we still make $1.50.
Fine by me. I don't have a problem with it. Whatever you guys want to do. It's only 9 calendars. It's not a bad deal.
Okay, and there's also 5 calendars that people did not pick up. I'm gonna let them sit until the end of the month, and then I'll look and see who it is and decide what to do about that. The other thing is the tote bags are all sold. Are those all the tote bags? I said, do you want more? I mean, yeah, that's your baby.
Okay, if she'd like more, I'll bring them to her. That's fine. That's great. I got plenty. Let me tell you, I'd love to get them.
Oh, good. Yeah, she says they're flying out the door at
Beautiful.
two for $5. They're flying out the door. So I'll just leave it at you if you wanted to
Okay.
raise the price. But anyway, so those worked out great.
Beautiful. Good.
Did we get our money from Give Butter?
The money is in, and I was just texting Allison to try to meet up with her. I'll try to drop it off this weekend.
Yay.
Beautiful.
How much was it? This is Diane. How much was it?
Was it $25.75? Let me double check. Hold on. I'll load the website and I'll give you the exact amount.
Okay, yeah, let us know, because their fee was 2.7%, is that right?
No, that should have been covered within the buyers. Most of it was covered. That's a
Most-
lot of times. Yeah, a lot of times they allow the buyers to cover that fee. That was kind of the reason of using the website.
Oh, okay, so they would have paid 15 and then plus whatever 2.7% was.
Like 0.75 cents exactly. It was
Or
coming out.
something. Okay, but we would only see the total on our end of the 15.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So how much did we make on the calendars, do you think, roughly ballpark?
So I have, I think, just over $1,000.
Nice. Good
So
job.
once
Lee.
we get all the money in, because I think we only have those few left. I think we only have the 9 left. So when you add it up, it's like 3,200. And then some of that money was used to mail the calendars.
Yep.
And then you subtract out the 2,000. So it leaves us with around 1,000 or just under. So.
Very good job. Nice. Okay. All right. Moving on with old business, the website. Well, that's gonna. We don't have anything to sell anymore, so we're good with that, right? Holiday ornaments we were gonna put on hold. Maxwell, random acts of kindness. What do we want to do with that? Any ideas? You're muted there, dude. We can't hear you.
Sorry.
That's
I
okay.
should be used to this by now with school being on Zoom. But so last meeting I tried to call in and I guess I didn't do it right. But so I was thinking that I forget if I said this idea before, but something that I think would be cool is if maybe we got like little like note cards like these, like thank you notes with our logo on them, or something, and someone could pay $5-10 or whatever, and you just like send it to a neighbor or just someone in town, that a teacher, whoever, that has done an act of kindness or just kind of been there for you over the years. I think that would be kind of cool to tie things together, instead of, because for at least the first half of the year we're not going to be able to do any big events, so that would be a nice, safe way. And something like someone can have forever. So I don't know what you guys kind of thought about that, but I was just kind of thinking of it as I was doing Christmas cards and stuff.
Write in your letter, right? That's a very interesting idea. I was in West Hartford, on Farmington Avenue. I was walking by a church, and it was kind of an interesting thing. They had what looked like ornaments, but they really weren't. They were different color hearts that were made out of that foamy kind of stuff. And each heart was hung on the tree. It signified an act of kindness that someone had done for someone else, So it was kind of I thought it'd be kind of cool to do that in the schools, and they could hang them out in front of their school somehow.
Yeah, you can do something like that too. I mean, I'm kind of open to whatever you guys want to do, but I was just kind of trying to think of something that wasn't as much event based.
Right.
So, and even with the school, I'm not even really sure. I should kind of find out what their schedule is like and see if there's even, how often kids are going, and if there's opportunity, for them to get involved.
Yeah. We certainly don't want to dump any more on the teachers because they have plenty.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, the elementaries are in full time. I don't know how much longer that's going to go on. I have no idea, because we don't know what's happening with shots yet or any of that. So I think we got to just kind of wait and see. It's a little iffy. Gail, did you want to say something? You lit up there for a minute. Or you good?
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So if anyone just has any ideas and kind of wants to work with me on that was kind of like my baseline. Because I think it'd be cool, if people got, a nice note or something, and maybe from someone they haven't heard in a while. But yeah.
That's interesting. Very good. Blood drive, Diane.
Yeah, I haven't done anything on the blood drive yet, but I have it on my list.
They are still doing them, correct? I think there's a need for blood right now,
Yeah.
from what I
Right.
understand.
I would think so.
I just don't
Yeah,
know.
they're doing them. They're doing them every day all over Connecticut.
Hmm. I just don't know that, like, with the town hall being closed and whatnot, that we would have a place to host it,
Right.
you know, because who knows how much longer that's gonna go on. It's I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. I didn't know if this was the forum for that or to ask, you offline from here to say, so would we have a place?
That's the problem. I don't know. Mel, are they doing anything at the firehouses or no?
No, all of our firehouses are closed
Yeah.
to firefighters and the public right now. I mean, we can respond to calls, but that is it.
Do they have a guesstimated end date on that or not yet?
No, I mean, I think when basically town hall and most of the buildings open up, the fire department it's all under the same statute that the town manager has.
Yeah, so we all have to wait for the vaccine. That's the problem. And I don't know,
Mhm.
I don't know when
Yeah.
that's gonna happen. I don't know. Sometimes I think that we should be going July to July rather than, this early and pushing things out a little farther. So maybe we would have a chance to do something. Like, I don't even know if the parade's on or not yet. I put out a few calls and haven't heard, so I don't know. Bill, are you there? DeMayo?
Yes, I am.
Have you heard anything about the parade?
No.
Me neither. I called General, is he General Yvonne? But I
Yeah.
haven't heard back. Oh, Mike Fox, do you know? Are you waving at me?
Yeah. I just didn't feel like clicking to do the raise hand thing. I spoke to Kenny a little while ago. So far, it's still up in the air.
Okay. All right. So that really, that's not going to require a lot of us other than some money. And
Mhm.
so we can just make a donation and they can kind of pick a band. Because for us to go looking for a band and them looking for a band is kind of doing the same work twice. It's not smart, I don't think. All right, Mayor's Ball. We can't do anything till we know we have a place to have it. So again, put on hold. Susan,
I think shooting for the end of September,
yeah,
probably the last weekend in September might be the opportunity to have it, depending on how things open up.
yeah. You haven't heard anything, Bill?
Yeah, no, we hear things, but it's just
Rumor.
it all depends on the Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Keith relies on him a great deal, and he's going to reevaluate by the end of January to see how the positivity rate goes up and how the vaccines are rolling out.
Yeah. Okay. I think we should be hearing something shortly, at least, what happens with the 1B phase. And after that, we'll have a better idea. But the last thing I heard was the general public wasn't going to be able to really start feeling, a good bunch of vaccines till summertime. So I don't know. I think we just have to wait and push things off again. So we can't, Susan's not here to do dinner in the park. Historical house tour. I didn't speak with, I sent an email to the library to ask about doing the book around the book walk around the pond, but I didn't get an email back. So I don't know if that's a no, or they just haven't.
Nope, I heard back from her.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, she copied me on your email. She was out of Lisa Maston. She was like on vacation for the week from when you sent it. So, and I didn't know you had sent one. So I sent one today. And so she responded back, and she's going to come up. I just said, can I just get a point person? And so she's going to try to find somebody who I'll work with, and the two of us will come up with whatever plan is appropriate for the library. It almost made it sound like she was gonna, well, I'll forward that to you now that it's, there's yours, there's mine, and there's her response to kind of both
Yes.
of us. I didn't know if she was talking about the same locations around the pond. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I don't see a reason that that couldn't be their entry in the history day or whatever it turns out to be. I don't think it has to be a costumed character at each place. I think
No.
it would be nice to have something at each place. So there's that. I also have emails out to, I keep trying to connect with somebody in the fire department that might be interested. I would think there's somebody interested in fire department history, but I haven't heard back from anybody yet. So if anyone knows someone who might be more amenable, you know,
Kind of
all I'm
looked at-
asking.
For you, Kathleen, I did look into that for you. It just, we haven't had together meetings in a while. So
Right.
it's kind of hard. Most of my veteran members, I run the fire vets group. I haven't been able to really talk to a lot of them in person, and making phone calls to some of them sometimes doesn't go very far.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're a great bunch. I think once, you know, a few things get back to normal, they'll probably think about the future of what they can get a part of and everything. And I know they probably would jump on that. A lot of them have a lot of history within this town, like Nelson, and there's tons of names. I mean, they could go on forever, but I did look into it. It's just like right now, not being able to really speak to them in person, or them to actually think about events in the future. You know, I won't get a commitment from them.
Okay, well, just put the bug in there, or whoever they are. Let's see. So I have the library, and I also sent an email to Reverend Enfield, kind of in the same way, just saying, whatever you do, you can participate as little as saying, sure, you can have part of our front lawn for 2 hours, versus, do you want to partner with us and come up with someone? So I'm still waiting. I'm also wondering, with everything that's going on, should we look upon this as, you know, do we go to the fall for this? Because even summer, you know, I was thinking spring, but I don't think things look really great. And especially each little piece of this puzzle will run into the same problem. I was going to try to design it so it's kind of COVID friendly right from the beginning. It would be outside. The person presenting would be 10 feet away. But I think everything just has its roadblocks. And again, if it's a town sanctioned thing and we're going under the town manager's edicts, I would think that we are going under what he is suggesting, and that might be totally off the table anyway. Did that make sense?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay.
I might throw in a couple. I don't want to speak for Keith, certainly. However, outdoor events seem to be an acceptable practice by Charlie Brown. So that's why we're moving in that direction, to keep people happy and safe, as long as they wear masks, socially distance. You still could do it, and I think it might even be looked upon as favorable.
Good.
I'm supposed to be in charge of hooking up the library and the senior center in Parks and Rec with outdoor activities, so that people can get out of their houses and eliminate their depressions and the cooped upness that they're experiencing.
That's why I think the book walk doesn't even have to be an event. It just could be something that's posted that stays there for weeks, and you can go on your own time. You can walk at your own speed. You can stay away when somebody else is there and read and look at whatever they choose to put there.
I agree with you. I agree.
And I don't even know that it has to be historical in nature. It could be a walk that has pictures of prominent places in town. It could be a walk that has some pictures of people. It could be a picture of, you know, Johnny Lynch winning the beard contest the last time. At least I think that's who won. But, you know, like, or the Ferris wheel, or the block party, or whatever. It could just be or the firehouses. It doesn't necessarily have to be a story. It just would be those picture boards that were around the pond. Could have a piece of history on them, whatever they choose.
Yeah, Newington's history. Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, the email to her, which I read a few hours ago, and I'm pretty sure she was talking about library history, to tie it into the library. But again, whoever her person is, and I will talk, and we'll see, you know, how much work can they put into it? How much work do we put into it? And do we want a day? And again, if we really reach out, and I just keep picturing it as like a Newington History Day. We have the walking tour of the 5 places, which now we know what the library is interested in doing. We are going to involve the Historical Society. Geraldine can say a few words about that they can come up with an event that happens on the same day that can be related, or just get people interested in, hi, it's Newington History Day. You can go to this event, and that event is over there. And would anybody else be up to doing it, like Young Farm Foundation? And as I said, I mentioned the Singer Bun, but I think that's a tough one. I don't think they're going to want to do anything until they're ready to be up and running, but I can still ask.
Eddie
I
Farm
think
would be a cool
Melanie
place.
Enfield's husband, Jonathan, I think they're interested in doing something. So
I'm sorry, who?
Melanie Enfield and Jonathan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, good. Yeah. Cause they were in the beginning, they were part of the cemetery tour committee, but then they both had to drop out, and I got the cemetery. This is my tinier version of whatever would have been the cemetery. So I did send her an email. So that's great. Hopefully they'll decide to be part of it.
Yeah. My own personal thing, Eileen, is that I like Newington history going around the pond instead of just library history. I just think that's not as appealing to the general public
Agreed.
as it would be 5 or 6 or 7 fun facts or historical sites of Newington.
Yep, and they could put history around the library on that
There-
day. They
right.
could post
Yeah,
them
one of Kathleen's
on their-
stops. Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be limited to that. And maybe some of those, I don't know what they call them, picture boards that were around the pond could be at the places, the 4 or 5 places that you have a person standing there talking. And if COVID is bad, maybe those boards stay up there and maybe there isn't a person talking. I don't know. We have to just kind of.
I have
As long
something
as you stay 6 feet apart.
Yeah. Who is that, Geraldine?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I had sent a list, which was of all of the houses that are over 100 years old, and you can put that on I don't know who's going to do it, put it on the website. People could just drive around, say, oh, I know where this is. So it's an event that they can choose to go whenever it's free for them.
Yep. And so that would just be a drive-by, not a
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a problem. I have that list. You sent it to me. We were just kind of waiting for the spring.
That can, no, I sent that a long time ago.
Yeah, maybe once
And because the website doesn't have anything new on it, and it's so people need to be looking at something different.
Yep, I understand. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Geraldine, can I just throw in a brainstorm a little bit and say, how about if if someone drives around and they take a photo with their iPhone, they take a picture of it, so it proves that they were there. And if there's 100 houses, anyone that gets, say, pick a number, 10 or 15 houses, and they return them to someone, blank somewhere, their name gets put into a raffle for a drawing and give away 3 or 4 prizes.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that know nothing about Newington, that they don't think it's old, that there's old places.
Is that something that the Historical Society might want to be involved in, Geraldine?
But yeah, the Historical Society is going to be involved, yes. And
Okay.
I'm on the Historical Society, so.
Yes, that's why I was asking. Yes.
And regarding the CERT team is also going to be when they do the COVID vaccinations, we're going to be doing that too.
Oh,
we're going to be helping.
Nice.
So FYI.
All right.
No, Bill, I was actually thinking something similar, but maybe we can brainstorm further, just because I feel like showing you know, however many pictures of houses might be a pain, but maybe you can set up like something outside with a letter or a phrase, and then you know if everyone gets the words, they make a sentence, or it could be like a hole punch that's different shapes, or like something just so that when they go to turn it in, it's like, here it is, I did it, not like, here's my 100 pictures or something like that. I don't know. I was just brainstorming.
Yeah, like a bingo card or something like that.
Yeah.
Where they get a sticker and they put the sticker around the box or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think
that's
that'd be really
good.
cool.
Yeah, they do that at conventions and all. I've been to some where you go to every desk and then you get a sticker or whatever, but that's more expense.
The chamber does that too. They do it where you're stamped with a special stamp when you go into businesses. So maybe
All right,
mail
well, I can check
little
with
box.
the chamber and see what they did. So,
The
okay.
library does that too.
Okay.
When you go to the different stations, they stamp or I think they stamp your card, whatever.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do is make it like a motorcycle run where, you know, they call it the poker run, where you stop at 7 houses, you pick up 7 playing cards and you have a poker hand, and the best poker hands kind of win. That's kind of fun too.
Right, but that's if it's COVID free.
Oh, then everybody's touching the cards. Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to sanitize each card and then spray them down with Lysol. Yeah, okay, forget it.
Yeah. Crazy. All right. Well, we sound like we have some good ideas there. We'll work on that over the month, and let's see if I can maybe design some kind of something that we could have people stamp and go on a tour. Or I don't know how they'd stamp them though, because
Yeah, you need a staff person at each place. That's the only thing.
yeah.
Why couldn't you have just somebody put their signature or their initials on it?
Because then you're touching something.
No,
And
you're only touching your pen and they can just hold it out.
Maybe.
Yeah, but
if
if this a timed thing, or are they doing it any old time? In other words,
I think any old time,
So then,
personally.
so then maybe nobody would be home to do a stamp. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
right.
That's the problem.
I think
Maybe
the
it's
photo
colored.
timestamp.
Yeah, I think the photos is a better idea. And then we could add those onto the website too.
True.
Maybe they can take a selfie. They could stand in the
Selfie,
front
yeah.
lawn.
Ah,
Yeah,
Oh,
they
good
take
yeah.
a-
idea. I like
Yeah.
that.
That's good.
Yep.
There you go.
Definitely good.
That's good verification.
As long as people don't mind having strangers taking pictures of themselves in their yard, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever, we
Somebody write it down. I had one good idea this year.
There you go. I'll remind you.
Eileen,
It's early.
I have a question about the history thing. And,
Yeah.
and I don't see anything wrong with leaving it open as far as a date. But when I'm approaching these groups, it's helpful to give them a little bit of an idea. I suspect everybody's events are on hold as well. For example, I know the Young Farm has a tag sale every spring, and not like I was going to pick our date to match that, but it would be handy if they were on the same day. But I'm still thinking it might be premature to become, even though I still want to design this so it's COVID safe, so that we don't do a lot of work and then realize we can't do it at all.
I can ask Dave from the farmhouse if you want.
Didn't we pick
Yeah,
a day
yeah.
already? Didn't we pick
Yes,
like April
we
29th
did.
or something?
Yes,
No.
we did it. We picked a day in April.
Yeah,
And it was like the last
Saturday.
Saturday in April, but
Yeah.
that's
Oh, I
probably-
thought it was still up in the air. I'll have to read the minutes. I mean, doesn't matter, but.
No, I already reserved it and gave it to Eileen, I think, the
Yeah.
reservation.
when we
Okay, well,
talked,
that news to me at the moment that it got confirmed, but that's great.
I think when we left our last meeting, we talked about possible dates, and Bill was gonna check to be sure something was available and not booked for weddings or whatever, and we had said the end of April or early May, somewhere in there, and that was the day that came up, was the last Saturday in April. If it doesn't work, it's not cast in stone. We haven't sent out any, invitations or anything, so it was just to hold a date and we can kind of see what happens. I don't know, it might be early. I hard to guess, and we probably have to book a rain date too as well, right?
Yep.
So I'm sorry, so last Saturday in April, what time?
I think we put 12 to 2.
Okay, that's certainly fine with me. This way, when I send an email, I can say the tentative date is,
Yeah.
rather than a date to be announced. It's a little better than a date to be announced.
Yeah, just,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
depending how things roll with COVID, I guess is all we can do. It's hard. It's really hard. Okay. And Indian Hill, Maxwell, well, that's on hold for now.
Yeah, I don't have much just because
Okay.
since the
Yeah.
holidays they've been out of the shop. So I will follow up when I know he's back in.
Okay. And treasurer's report.
The balance in the account right now is $11,526.26.
Nice.
That does not include the Give Better amount. And there's still a couple of checks in my house for the calendars. I dropped off a big bunch a week or two ago, but there's a couple left. So a small amount and change, and then the Give Better amount.
Okay. That's good. We're doing all right then. And the only thing I see here is the parade. Do any of you Menke people know any, you Menke people, isn't that rude? Do any of you guys know anything about the parade? Have you heard anything about the parade, you guys, at all? Because I know you do Boy Scouts with those and they're involved in the parade. Nothing.
I was gonna ask Tim, unfortunately, he just left for a
Ah,
meeting, so I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my Boy Scout contact is busy at the moment too, but I can check with him.
Okay. I haven't heard anything, and we'll just have to kind of, I'm sure they're all waiting and seeing too, because it's just too early to tell, I guess. I think the next month
Exactly.
we'll find a little bit more out about our shots, and hopefully we can all go outside and play. Okay. So I think, does anybody have anything else to, we adopted our annual meeting schedule at the last meeting, so I think we're okay. Anybody have anything else to add in that we need to talk about?
I did have, just real quick, just to follow up on the check. It was $25.75 to the calendar girls.
Beautiful. Very good. Nice job. All
Thank
right.
you.
We have anything else going on? Anybody want to make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty.
Bye.
You all. Okay. See you next month.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good evening.
Bye bye.
Aye.